one more month. The Bite Size Podcast brought to you by one bite-sized dork. um, Thanks for listening. Thanks for taking a little time out of your day to listen to me talk about some thoughts from the day. So I was thinking, what was a standout thought from the day today for me? And it's funny because it's something that ran throughout the course of the day, and by that I mean I was thinking about it during the day when it was going on. I was thinking about it. I had to drive today in it, and I was thinking about it then, obviously, and then I had a really nice conversation that kind of revolved around it at the end of the day, and that conversation was about rainy days. My brother once tried to start a podcast at his work with some of his work friends called Rainy Thursdays, and they didn't invite me to be on the show, which I took as a pretty huge offense to my ego, my giant ego, and so I started my own podcast called Ash Wednesday, just to spite them, which was, in fairness, one of my favorite pranks, if you even want to use the word prank, honestly. But yeah, rainy days, they're kind of interesting, right? Because the feeling you get from a rainy day changes with whatever's happening inside that rainy day. Like, for example, I won't go into specifics necessarily, but something tragic can happen or unfortunate can happen on a rainy day, and all of a sudden it's just like perfect weather for this really terrible thing, right? The rain adds to it because you're out in the middle of it. You're out in the middle of the rain, getting wet, getting rained upon, getting your shirt all sticky and gross, and it feels like a little one of those spaghetti strainer things, the bowls with holes, the whole bowl, one of those dripping down on you, and like the worst way. There's nothing worse than getting rained on when you don't want to be rained on. It's like taking a shower, except everything good about taking the shower is gone away. It's not peaceful. You're not getting warm, cool stream of water pouring down on you. It's like little cold water bullets getting shot down on you. And it just makes everything so much worse. Ugh. I can't tell you. True story. When I was in probably freshman or sophomore year of high school, it was raining. I was walking home from a basketball game. I lived right across the street from the high school. Walked in my front yard. Tripped. I have a bad ankle, so I just tripped. My ankle was just twisted. I just laid in the yard, let the rain hit me. I just gave up. I just gave up on the day. And the rain made it so much worse. Now I was getting soaked in wet grass in the rain. And that's a rainy day. You even hear people say, it feels like a rainy day. Rainy day, I don't know. When you hear the word rainy day, there's a negative connotation. But then also, what if the rainy day was spent inside, somewhere warm, somewhere safe, and you can watch the rain through a window. Today I got to just got some time to rest and really just decompress. And it was raining outside. There was no stressors. I just got to watch the rain kind of hit the back patio on the concrete. And there was something so peaceful about it. Because I was safe. I was inside, right? And I was warm, wrapped up in a blanket. And it just felt kind of right. And that was a rainy day. You know what I mean? Didn't feel like a rainy day. It felt like a rainy day, you know? Same goes for like those lazy Sundays, right? Where you get to spend it with somebody and you get to be in that safe, warm place, but now it's with somebody else. And that's a rainy day. Maybe you get to read one of your mystery novels, or or put on a record and put on an album and listen to it. Or maybe just lay on the couch in your comfy spot on the couch. Your comfy spot. It's got your little got your butt cheek impressions in there because it's like that's my spot. You know what I mean? Look at the two little dips. That's for these sweet cheeks, baby. and maybe you hear the rain hit your roof. When I was a kid, I used to I wanted like MySpace. I never really had like a space of my own. And when we moved into my house, my parents' house that they built, we had an attic for the first time because our house before that, we were we were really we were in a tough spot, and the attic in the house was huge. It was like a second floor, basically like a second story. But it wasn't. It didn't have walls. It didn't have floors. But there was some attic space, and there was enough room where I could put a like a what's that thing called? You sleep in it like a not a knapsack. What's it called? You zip it up. I can't think of the word. Hopefully you're saying it right now. Anyways, I had space for one of those and a TV. There was electricity up there, and I could plug a big TV. I put a big TV up there, and my N64. Play Mario 64, play Majora's Mask. And when the rain hit the roof, you could hear it. There was a little opening, right, where the roof and the outside kind of met. And it was small enough that like nothing could crawl in, but it was big enough that you could hear outside, especially when it was raining. And those were rainy days, you know what I mean? Those really warm memories. There's, it's so much more than just one thing. It's so much more than a really terrible day that is made worse. It's so much more than a restful day made more restful. It's so much more than a warm place made warmer. It's all of those things. It just kind of depends where you're at, I guess. Are you outside? Or are you in the attic with the person that you want to be with? Anywho, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Till kingdom come.